if you guys are not going to laugh for the next 5 minutes, but that's all right. So, oh shit, I forgot my first joke. All right, so people have already been talking about the midterm elections in my world, which of course takes me back to the last presidential election, which was when we had to choose between a breast man and a butt man. And at the time, I chose the breast man because it was safer for me, but since then I've gained some weight. So if they run against each other again, I'm going to just vote third party because I have bigger breasts. But that was Joe Boobman and Donald Rump. So most of my jokes are about dating. I actually like older guys. The last guy I was into was 52, and he's still 52, and I'm 40. And I just saw in the news that Dr. Fauci was chosen as the sexiest man of the year, which really explains why I've had a hard time connecting with men over the past year. And I think the last guy I was into was sexier than Fauci, even though he probably also smells like mothballs. So, this morning I'm going to just told don't tell stories that that happen in real life, but that's exactly what happened this morning. I was on the freeway and we were all going 65, 70, and these two rock doves just come in front of the first lane, and they're flying really low right in front of the cars, and they slow the whole lane down to 40. Then they come in the second lane, slow the whole lane down to 40. Come into my lane, slow us all down to 40, and then the last lane, slow us all down to 40. And I got to thinking about, how cops will go back and forth to slow you down for an accident. Like we've got traffic control pigeons. And, yeah, you're right. Those stories don't man. So one of the pigeons was gray, and the other one was actually fully white with just some black blotches on it. So it kind of looked like a police car. So I was like, this is what our extra money to the police is going into, so they can train birds? So I want to throw back to the joke about age that was said earlier. I hear people use the term adulting a lot, where I'm adulting, you're adulting. But I have to remind them that if you're over 36 and you're still using the word adulting, you've actually been adulting for more than half of your life. So, yeah. I only started doing comedy a few weeks ago. I actually waited till I was 40, because when you're my age, you laugh at all your own jokes. You don't care if the audience laughs. Basically, I waited till I was already a narcissist. And no, but the real reason is I used to do all of my comedy during karaoke songs, because I would do karaoke, but I would choose songs with really long intros. And the audience does not like that, so I would tell jokes to quell them until the singing started. But then in 2020, I couldn't go to karaoke, so I started going to the live streams of comedians on YouTube. And I noticed that not only would I get the attention of all of the people in the chat, but I would actually get the attention of the comedians doing the live stream. So I was like, oh, this is great, I'm going to be a comedian, make them laugh. But as it turns out, I'm actually the world's greatest heckler, and I should get the world record. Because there's one comedian who's very staunch about police reform or abolishing the police, depending on the station. And I heckled him so hard that he threatened to call the cops on me. So, I actually tried to date a cop in 2020. I met him at a Black Lives Matter protest. And I took him home and I was showing him all of the why to abolish the police videos and how to reform the police videos, and I couldn't believe how open-minded and conscientious he was being. But then one night he heard the term, all cops are bastards, ACAB. And he looked at me and he said, all cops are smarter. And I said, well, if that were true, you would have said all cops are brainy. And he left me. So, yeah, I thought maybe I'll try dating comedians, because, I kind of have avoidant attachment and I'm not really trying to hook up with anybody, and comedians are perpetually single. So there was one comedian that I tried to date, and I kind of messed up because this was supposed to be segue from another joke, but now I'm lost. He's a surfer, he surfs, and we had a really bad falling out and went no contact because he has no sense of humor. And so I started surfing. Not because I thought it would win him back, but because if you can't have a man take his sport. And his job. Yeah. And that's all I have for tonight, but, you know, when I don't make up for in being funny with words, I make up for it by being funny looking, so. Thank you.